All right, with this problem, as always, try to work out this problem first. It's the square root of negative 64, parentheses around that, and then you have in the other set of parentheses the square root of negative 64 again. So again, stop the video, take some time, work the problem on your own. All right, so by this time you worked out the problem. I'm going to do two things with this problem. I'm going to show you the wrong way, and I'm going to show you the right way. The wrong way is this. I'll show you this one first. This is what I see with some of the students. I have, what they do is, because they're so used to seeing like square root of 3 times the square root of 3, and then they put it underneath. So they put 3 times the square root of 3. And that works out when there's no sign. However, when you have something like this, you can't necessarily do that. And I'll show you why. If I have negative 64 times negative 64, and I put that underneath the radical, what's that? Yeah, it'll end up being a positive, very large number. And let's just say that's the square root of 64 times 64. Well, then what you would do is, okay, I have a pair of 64s. So if I have a pair of 64s, what that means, I can take the 64 out. So therefore, my answer would be 64. Because I have a pair of 64s, and the obvious answer is 64. Obviously. That is the incorrect way to solve this problem. What you want to do first is you want to take this square root of negative 64 and simplify it. To simplify it, you have the negative 1 and the 64. Well, the negative 1, the square root of negative 1 is I, and the square root of 64 would be 8. So you end up having 8I times, because that's what the parentheses indicate here is times. You have, again, the negative 1, 64. Take the square root of each of them. The square root of negative 1 is I. The square root of 64 would be 8. So again, you have 8I. Now, you multiply. 8 times 8 is what? Yeah, 64. And I times I would give you what? Yeah, I squared. So you put I squared. Now I squared is what? Yeah, I squared is negative 1. So you replace the square root of I squared with negative 1. And what is 64 times negative 1? Yeah, it's obvious, right? It's negative 64. So your final answer is negative 64. That's it. It's that easy.